Todo está Oh, what's up, Zalink? How's the day going? You broke your appearing while taking notes streak. Rip. Been fine. That's good. Good. How's the hand? That healing up all good? Didn't even blister up. Good. No blister and the refund and the other jars are still good. Actually making out like a bandit. Daddy LeChunk. Brain power. I don't know, my dog right now is on ottoman for whatever. Game over being some game scratches while I'm writing. Um, he's up here, so he's within range of like the cups and stuff. Well, I say that there's a lot. There's like tough to watch. Drink something else. So he's like sniffing around. Like, is there anything I can procure from this elevation, which I cannot normally? I don't know, I think if I ever come across like a decent sized ottoman or something, like not too expensive, that he can sit on comfortably. I mean, he's a corgi mix, so he's not like really huge, but he's a little long to just be on this like footrest that I have. Honestly, even he gets fed up with how tight it is in here on it. 'Cause he likes jumping up, being like, "What's going?" But he's too used to having too much space. My parents brought him a bed that makes him look even smaller than he are, which amuses me greatly. Also, what are the chances that at Grand Blue Fest they'll say something about relink that won't make me just cry? Tears of sadness and depression. And that jingle key, paying attention while talking for long. Oh yeah, I've seen a couple people make reference to it. Yeah. They have a the hell gave you a jingle key emote, dog? I'd go over and tell him to ban you. Yeah, ironically enough, I think I was chilling in someone's stream the other day and they were like making that reference. Jingle jingle, so as I was saying, jingle jingle. It's just so accurate. It's like me with side games with relink. Like jingle jingle, look at relink. They look back over at like something else. Jingle jingle, look at relink. They're looking back at Ground Blue versus jingle jingle, look at relink. I feel like it'd be funny to just put a sound alert that's just like the jingle jingle part. But I say this, but just thinking about it, as soon as I hear that, I'd just be like, what? I'd just be like, the fuck you? I don't know if it's just like a like I grew up like in a Hispanic household, but like jingling keys is like a dangerous noise because it means one of three things. Either means the goodbye was not a real goodbye, and we're about to be there for another 4 hours. If you're like somewhere else and you're leaving, because the jingling of the keys means they're holding the keys, but you know they're talking, so it's they're moving their hands, so it's jingling. Two is you were supposed to lock or unlock something and you didn't, and you forgot, and then you're just like walking around and they're just like jingling keys at you. It generally means you're probably gonna get slapped upside the head. Or three, you're getting chewed out on the way out the door. So again, kind of like attached to one, hands are moving, holding keys. Now you gotta do like bob and weave a little bit because they're not intentionally trying to hit you with the keys, but the way they're moving their hands, if you get too close, you're probably gonna catch the edge of those keys. Especially with my mother. My mother's like incredibly dangerous. She's almost like caught my eye a couple times with her nails when she's just trying to like move her hand around and point to things, and I'm just like, lady, calm down. I went to him like no fucking age. Even with two guns, it's still only like 30K for the characters. I can't survive the like last couple triggers, so I'm just stuck with like MC and Veldora plus music potato. God, my penmanship is atrocious. But I can't be bothered to sit there and write force myself to write things multiple times over and over again to overcome my reflex on how I write things. I don't know if I got time for that. I'm doing a haircut. Your eyelid with the scissors. Hold up off your eye slightly, then snap it back. That's something down your face when it was a dog. I would have been mildly annoyed. It wouldn't have been mildly. Wouldn't have been annoyed. It would have been very much stronger. The dog, I would have been like, that's insane. That's actually insane. That's generally, I think that's part of the reason why I always closed my eyes whenever like uh getting a haircut or ever had to work in front of my eyes. I'm like, you're gonna cut something. You're gonna cut the outside of the eyelid. I don't need you messing anything else up. Bro, I can't even imagine if you're someone who sits through a haircut and like you just don't close your eyes and that happens. Like that would be disastrous. Oh, it needs to be too under. Like a full day of getting all the works done. I mean, honestly, you tend to be like, no, you look, you didn't take a little bit more off. You know, we'd be sitting here all day, and you'd be losing money. That's so. Yeah, that would suck. Oh my goodness, dude. I can't even imagine. Bro, they probably got chewed out, if not fired. Exactly, but he's thinking cover the cost for stick instead. Fair. I don't know. Like that would definitely still be cheaper than the most worst case scenario, which would be a lawsuit. Like either of those choices. For them, I mean, for the business. As like a personal thing, I'd be like, dog, I'd just cover the hospital bill. Thanks. Oh wait, hold up! I just realized that. What? I was so autopiloted, I didn't realize that it just instantly pulls the function. Oh, that's so interesting. Oh, that's everything costs. Place existed. To be honest, it's probably the cleanest way to deal with it. All in all. Well, I'm glad it only was like, well, you know, you didn't lose an eye. That could have definitely gone worse. How it panned out. But I don't know why. I don't like the tiger skin. I don't like half of the Rise of the Beast skins. I like the turtle skin. I like the phoenix skin. I don't like the dragon skin. Tiger skin. Well, I like the art for the tiger skin. I just don't like using it. basically just layering. Oh wait, rolling. Oh, point. Yeah, out the slap. Up near the eyebrow. Eyes obviously closed. Bone in, stretching. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Luckily, it all panned out well. Injury, re-stitch. Interesting little story. Meanwhile, my only haircut injury got me a slap in the back, and I stopped moving because it was from when my mom used to cut my hair. It wasn't a bad injury. I used to cut my hair when I was younger, but I hated like the itchiness of the stuff, and it, the chair setup we had wasn't very comfortable. So I was like, I want to be here. I was like, get me out. I want to be here. And I forget if it was with the scissors or the clippers. I think it was the clippers. No, it had to have been the scissors. There's no way. Basically, the way I moved, it ended up she nicked the back of my right ear, and like that took years to heal. It wasn't even that low. It's just that like the back of your ear is such a set, like such a, I guess, quote unquote weak spot for skin. Took forever to heal. That scab was there for years. From then on, I'd be like, cut my hair. She's like, fuck it, I'm gonna cut your hair anyway. And that was around the time that we found out, like, what was it, Great Clips, I think is what we started discovering. They had really affordable haircuts. I can already tell that trying to, like, write out classes is gonna make me want to punch a wall. I'm gonna mess it up a lot. Oh, okay, I understand that. I was so confused when she was doing like the other thing. I understand now. Kind of confused on the other thing earlier because I was like, well, where are we getting the other from? But now I understand. Oh my goodness. I could probably rewrite the calculator code to make that into. But that would be. I have to completely upend the calculator. I'm like 90% sure. Maybe I'll store that for the next project. See if we can figure out how to do the other one. Take the class. According to the specifications below. This one's gonna be. I can already tell that probably gonna. This is probably one where I'll act like I should actually practice it. Because I like recursions that made me want to like punch a wall. I can kind of ignore them. Since for the most part, like looking around, the general gist is like, yeah, they're useful, but the amount of times you'll actually use them is kind of low. So you can kind of get away with like worrying about it later, kind of deal. But class, yeah, kind of up shit creek. Oh, that's what init means. Init is initialized. Okay. I was wondering what init stood for. I actually don't think I can figure. Also, it's kind of weird because this is the exercise for this, but literally at the end of the lecture, she's like, "We'll learn how to do this with a circle tomorrow," and that's basically what the finger exercise is. I'm kind of confused. Yeah. Hmm. I guess we'll just try it out. See what we can make happen. I might take a look at the other thing and see how that's feeling. But with the general trend, that one's probably not. But we'll see. Sometimes it does surprise me. This one I'll probably have to like take a peek at the answer and try to like pick it apart and figure it out. Like, because I guess the initial because this entire lecture, like I wrote the code out, but that's not like actually like there was no like try it yourselves. Like I just wrote it out so I could just like write along. Thursday the only haircut. On different places that have horrible cuts after the barber and a fire on the sunset. There's yeah, I would say like the eye thing, like I find it so weird because like the amount of stylists I'd have, like the would put the scissors anywhere near the eye, right? They didn't just like use any other sort of way. They kind of like keep it away from accident areas was pretty low. I just in that case it was literally I just couldn't stop moving side to side. And I think like I don't remember if I like had to like sneeze or like it was like a very sudden reaction because mom's usually she's usually pretty good at like choke holds my head when it's in like spots where it's kind of dangerous for me to be moving it. But I don't remember what happened. To be honest, that was more of like a freak accident or something because it's not like it was the first time. She'd been cutting my hair for a while. I don't know. I'm just gonna chalk it up that I got possessed by the devil, the decibel, and we'll just leave it at that. But yeah, aside from that, it's very, very few, and even then, the ones that do it are so like they're looking right at them scissors, making sure they ain't cutting nothing wrong. It's kind of second. What was that, Mellow? I just can't write, can't type. My calligraphy is garbage. My typing is garbage. I can't even write the code right because I'm just bro. Too much coding in one. Can I just? I just want to. If my brain could stop dying for at least another 30 minutes, that'd be great.
Hippity hoppity, your is my property.
Hands not working. Like, it's not the hands that are the problem. It's the brain. The hands are fine. I'm trying to take my Ubies. I need them to game. Oh, occupants. I was like, what's OCC? I need them to game. My brain, it's putting the hands in the wrong spot. Add method. I forgot the quotations. And it's just that like I didn't take a proper break while studying because I shifted over the content schedule. I guess I really don't know what to call it, but so, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, right? We'll be studying all day basically, and I just basically just slammed out 3.5 hours straight of just reading for the other course I found that I heard good things about. Yeah, probably should have done that. Probably should have taken like a little bit of a break every like hour or so, just let my brain reset. Like every like I don't know 50 minutes. Cause that like the 3.5 hour mark, my brain was like, what the hell? Like, stop. And now I'm still feeling a little bit of the brain fatigue. Uh, so with add and arguments, and then okay. So this one, add an occupant. So over here, we still had to do self. We'll do more. So then okay, so this one needs to actually return a value. So then it'll be total equals self dot plus more dot off, right? And total. Okay, no, it still broke something. Oh no, that doesn't be 252. And it should print 5. Okay, yeah. The dot awk is only is because this origin was calling another one. Free to play League with her, but she specific only said League instead of League of Legends. After being flabbergasted that Callie agreed, Callie hit her with the which card do you play? Bro, Calliope Mori, I swear, is like she's so fucking good. I love like watching her like random clips that pop up. I don't lie, I was definitely a big like my Inanese. Very big Takodachi back when they debuted. I used to catch all of her streams. But like Calliope Mori was a fucking premium. Fucking so good. So good. Another data attribute to the vehicle class. This attribute called max occupancy, which is always 5. This attribute is not passed in as a parameter, but is defined in the initializing. Oh man, I'm starting to piece this together. It's like making a block of code inside the thing because like it's like when I initialize values, right? That's all this is. It's like when I go over here, it's the equivalent to when I'm like initializing like the values, right? That just get pulled. Interesting. Kind of like piecing it together. But also Rocket League, I haven't played that game. My friends used to like they were really addicted to that game like a long time ago. Like a long time ago. Talking like 6+ years ago. Because we had like one guy in our World of Warcraft like rating group who play like he played it a bunch and he was pretty high ranked. I forget what the ranks were in that one, but he was pretty up there. He won like a tournament at one of the PAXs for it, so he had like the title for winning the tournament. And he kind of got us into it. I think back then you still had to pay to play, which is I didn't grab it for the longest time. But I didn't have a controller. That game is so hard to play without a controller. I was playing it with a keyboard, mouse and keyboard. Shit was rough. It was rough, but apparently I got like borderline good enough that the guy we knew was just like, "I'm impressed you can do as much as you can." I'm like, you know what? You that makes both of us. That makes two of us. Oh, but it's always really cool. What is it, Yunako? Well, I don't know if she's still playing. I think she's been playing it. She's been doing like League of Legends grind. But Yunako was doing Rocket League for a while. She's pretty good at it. Looks a lot better than I ever was. But it's kind of funny because I always say when I get a controller, I'd like pick it up again, and then I got a controller, and I'm like, Rocket who? To be fair, when I first heard the word Rocket League and it was cars, I thought it was like a Twisted Metal game, like a competitive Twisted Metal game. You know. And then I found out that I was just basically playing soccer with cars, and I was slightly less excited. Then I found out that you could like crash and destroy the people's cars, and I was like vaguely more excited. Reasons, don't worry about it. Just got back from a couple week hiatus due to unfortunate Japan work visa issues. Bro, Japan, or rather, I've heard like it's such a pain sometimes with the visas and stuff. Because I know Callie talked a lot about it early on. Dealing with it. But like visas in general, I think that's like one of the reasons why like what was it? When I was younger, well, not necessarily like younger, like probably about like 5 years ago or so. I'd been debating of like with computers because I saw that there was like some positions open in like Germany, and I was like, and I know over there the tech industry is like pretty decent. I was like considering like trying to get like a work visa to go over because they also had at the time like a incentive for I like foreigners, but specifically like Americans to go over. And I'd like highly debated it, but then like just looking into like all the visa stuff I'd have to do, I was like, I don't feel like dealing with that because you have to like keep up with it and redo the stuff, and it makes me. I'm just like, mm. Okay, modify. That a vehicle is created without specifying a color, then the color is set to. Wait, how do you do that? We went over it, but we never really used it. Like in a thing. I think it's just anyway. Something like that. So then if I got like rid of this and then made this the color, it should print. Huh? It should be. Wait, why is it? Why did this go to? Oh, right. I forgot the equal sign. Yeah, and then if I put blue, yeah, okay, that's how it. Car equal. Yeah, don't worry. We'll change the rest of you too. Red. So they have to still remember to put in a color because they won't go then. Interesting. Uh, R1 occupancy. Occupancy of 1. Color is green. I guess that was another way to do it. Or instead of doing this plus more, like making it initializing another variable, it would have just been this with plus equal or return self. And then if self occupancy is greater than or is less than or equal to this, turn that off in the sea somewhere until the next big event or something. Basically, enjoy the return. Honestly, like deserved, deserved. That Chad, that Chad of a shark. Actually, a humongous whale shark in disguise. I've been seeing a decent amount of the newer girls too for like clips, which is interesting because I don't watch a lot of like I don't really watch like any Hololive stuff nowadays anyway. But I still got a lot of Rara, I think. The like Panther, and then the Blood Knight girl. Yeah, a decent amount of clips for them pop up. Blood guy girl's pretty good at singing. Yeah, that's pretty. I still kind of like mine because I want to keep the values separate personally. Not to mention that it didn't actually make the code any shorter. Same amount of lines, slightly less characters, I guess. You know, you swap this for an equals, but then instead of just writing total total, I had to do self dot again, self dot here again. So I think even character wise, it comes out to the same amount. I like mine better. Uh, Make up your mind. Are you gonna use V1 or Car1? Jeez Louise, dude. Back to blue. Like slightly different. I guess I gotta test the other one out. I mean, it still should have worked because this won't pull from, like, it won't call this function. So it'll still just go back to this value up here instead of grabbing from this value down here. At least it should. Oh, I guess I could also like do that as well. Oh, so no, I was right. The way I had it was the right way to do it. Wait, why should this one? Hmm. Why would that raise the value error? It's literally the same exact one as the one on top. Oh, because it's not resetting. I see now. I understand. That's why. It's just, I mean, the way I would have written this, I wouldn't have caught that anyway. And even then, the parameter wasn't really. Add another attribute to the vehicle class called max occupancy, which is always 5. The attribute is not passed in as a parameter, but is defined in the initializing. Modify the method such that if adding the occupants exceeds the max occupancy allowed for that vehicle, you do not perform the increase and you raise the value error with an appropriate message. Add code from above for class vehicle. Create another method for the vehicle class named add occupants, which takes in an integer. When called, self's number of occupants increases by, and it returns the occupants after increase. Hmm. Hmm. That's just a difference in like understanding. But I get it now. They wanted it to update the value of occupancy. I understood that as just, take the number, add more to it, and then have it be the thing. But they wanted it set up in a way where it just increases the numbers in order, right? So it's like it's like in the case of if you're like a taxi or like Uber or something, and it's like you have a max occupancy of like 5, right? So there's you, the driver, and then for whatever reason, say you have like a passenger person to help you, and then you like, all right, I have 2, and then I have 2, and then it's like, well, you can't take the second one because you got 6 when you only have 5. So it's just instructions unclear. Toy sword stuck in ceiling fan. But yeah, no, I kind of understand now. I didn't realize that it wanted the actual previous value to be increased, or to be not necessarily increased, but to be mutated. Like I didn't understand. I didn't quite catch that part. Wolf Glick weekend got his 10th regional win in BGC. The record better for most. I have no idea what any of that means. I ain't even gonna lie. Oh, that. Gotcha. Yeah, as soon as I looked it up, I saw a picture of the Pokemon too, and I was like, understood. Gotcha. That's pretty sick though. That's some dominance right there. It's always nutty to me whenever you get a player like that in a game, in like a competitive game, that's just like extremely dominant, especially in like a single player competitive game. And even in a way like multiplayer, like obviously, like League has its faker where every time you think he's out, he just pops back in like, yo, what's up, dog? I'm still gonna wreck your lane. 'Cause, like there's been a couple of those through fighting games over the years, but I I don't know if there's ever been one that's had like a 10. There's definitely been ones where you're like, I think for like 3, 4 years, they'd win basically every tournament they walk into. But oh shit, we can fully transcend Leviathan. Finally. Only took like 20 years. Let's go. Colossus might now only take like 20 minutes instead of 24 minutes. Probably not. That's probably an egregious assumption. I hate that with the transcendence things, you can't do the uncap more than once because it requires you to level the summon. That's it. That annoys me. I'm not gonna lie. That honestly annoys me. Like I just want to like fully transcend it and then just level it up because that's just how I am. At the very least, give us an option to consume the chalices, right? If we have them. Like I have 372 chalices. I think I'm going to be fine. But it is what it is. I'd forgotten about this. If I had remembered about this, I would have been piecemeal upgrading it. Which I probably should have just done anyway. I still find it so interesting that Pokemon has like a competitive scene for like both the card game and the video games that like are still going. I don't know how big the card one is. I mean, I still hear like stuff pop up from time to time about it, especially from like the East. But it's still kind of one of those things where it's like, oh, that's cool. Because I think it's like the only game like that. Also, to be fair, probably like one of the only games that has a trading card game uh and a video game. He's still the only person to win every level of tournament as well, from locals to regionals to completely online events. The nationals as they were back in the day, to the internationals that the nationals have now become, to world's legend. Actual legend. Motherfucker, I swear to God, if this like grand successes again on the last three, I hate this game. The last three like transcendence levels, I kept trying to like save chalices by doing like, do the half, which would have been out of 7 is like 4. But there's no 3.5. And the 4 would succeed, and then the last 3 would grand succeed. Then again, 4 succeed, last 3 grand succeed. I hate this game. It's alright, the game hates me too, so it's fair. Alright, I need to not get too sidetracked. I want to do another like 20 minutes working on this. Especially this, because like classes, I feel like, well, not I feel like, I literally Googled it. Or something I really need to have kind of nailed down. But yeah, I misunderstood the assignment for question 3. I have to try to be a bit more on top of that. The verbiage sometimes from what they want kind of, I been struggling to like that was on me. I've been struggling to sometimes like actually understand what they want. Um, oh. And then question 5 was just default parameter. Yep. The color one was like really easy. Tournaments for Pokemon Go, as well as that statement is. Not developed a competitive scene for the app made to get people guts. How'd that even work? Honestly, the most I ever did in Pokemon Go is just walk around, go to gyms. Maybe every once in a while take part in the raid battles. But like, is there PvP in there? Or is it like competitive in the vein of Guild Wars, Grand Blue, where here's a dummy who beats it up the best wins? That's wild. That's insane. To be fair though, it also just proves my point about people that make games that they want to make like competitive and they try to force from the get-go. It's like, look, make a good game. If people like it and it's got a way to be competitive, they'll be competitive. Like, they'll make their own tourneys. Too many companies like try to like for instance, this what shot Blizzard in the foot twice. Heroes of the Storm and Overwatch. They were just like, we want these to be esports, but then didn't realize the whole reason the esports exist is because people like your game enough that they want to be really good at it, which then allows for a tournament scene, which then allows for money to flow. It's not something you can really force. It kind of just has to happen, but you have to have a game that people like to play to begin with. That's kind of like the core root of it all. It's what really bit them in the ass for Heroes of the Storm. At some point, they had a PvP in it, and they developed a competitive scene in it to make full-blown official tournaments. To the point, it ended up being part of Worlds. That's pretty legit, honestly. That's pretty cool. Like honestly, that's like I feel like that's something that most people would be like, Pokemon Go, but I'm like that's pretty cool. Well, it's like for instance, Monster Hunter has competitive. I think they actually have like a world tournament. It's for speedrunners. In a way, so Monster Hunter World has these arena quests where you like everybody has the same exact armor set, weapons, whatever, like blah blah blah. So it doesn't really allow for like, well, it's less of a how good are you inside perfect parameters and more like how good are you as just like a player in general. And they'll do like it's time attacks, right? So they'll put up these like limited time arena quests that you can take part, and if you reach the cutoff, you can actually go continue progressing. And it's kind of just one of those things where it's just like I don't think like most people know about it. There was I think they were holding the last qualifiers for the world, which is in Japan, if I remember correctly. At least for Monster Hunter Worlds it was. Uh and they were holding it on the West Coast. And I wanted to go watch it because it seemed really sick. Unfortunately, due to scheduling conflicts, I was not able to go. But I was ready to go because I'd watched some people's like qualifying stuff online and stuff. I was like, oh, this is actually really interesting to me as someone who's put probably like 2,000 plus hours into Monster Hunter as a series in general. Monster Hunter World alone has, I think, like 600 of my hours, maybe more. I put another like almost 300 into Rise. To be fair, that one's a bit bloated because I put like 100 something hours, or I put like 100ish hours into the Switch version, and then I had to replay the game again for on PC. So I kind of like just speed around through the OG part. So probably not as bloated. Probably bloated by another like 40 hours or something. Well, less than that, 20, 30 hours, something like that. But yeah, I don't know. Developers kind of get hung up on because like there's money to be made in a competitive scene. It brings in a lot of money. Why? Because it brings in new people. It brings in fresh blood. People will see things and they'll be like, "Oh, that's really sick," and you know, teenagers see that and they're like, "I want to do that," like because it's cool. Like every like even back before esports was a thing, right? It was like when I was growing up, it was you watched athletes like decades before like everybody's dreams like oh way back in the day I want to be the next Michael Jordan, I want to be this. Teenagers, preteens will see somebody doing something cool and they're like I want to be that. What brings money into like basketball, football, all that stuff, they start buying jerseys, they start buying you know basketballs, footballs, stuff like that. So you take it to gaming. It's how fighting games have succeeded. People will see someone do something sick at Evo like on a clip and they'll be like I want to do that. They'll get into fighting games. And if they can stick with it, boom. Even then, those people probably still buy merch and stuff because some of those designs are pretty cool. Like, you know, I don't know. It's just a lot of times I feel like developers forget you got to make a good foundation or else it doesn't work. And it's not like all the games are perfect. Like in League of Legends, spaghetti code is like terrible, but they do what they can with what they got. And stuff like that. I've seen some pretty wild things pop up in some tournaments I've watched recaps for weird interactions. But it's just like, I don't know, you gotta make a solid game if you want it to survive. And obviously, some cases you're not really gonna have a whole lot. Like Guild Wars 2, for instance, has a pretty lively PvP scene, but I don't think ArenaNet kind of just unfortunately it doesn't really take advantage of it. They've been really focused in Guild Wars 2 on like the PvE side of things, from what I can tell, still, which I'm not too surprised. It's kind of been that way forever. For some weird reason, they decided that even though one of their greatest draws from Guild Wars 1 to Guild Wars 2 was how good the PvP was in Guild Wars 1. And I remember when I used to play Guild Wars 1, there was a lot of pretty decent tournaments that were pretty good. Pretty, well, quote unquote good money back in those days. And then for some weird reason in Guild Wars 2, they were like, well, here's PvP, it's over there. There's World v World over there. And then people were like, what about Guild v Guild? And they're like, they fucking do your GVG in the 5v5s. And it's like, but the 20v20s, like what? And then they finally added that at some point, and then I don't know what they're doing. I feel like if ArenaNet had kind of like, done their like PvE stuff and then turned around and went like, all right, let's try to like set some tourneys up and stuff, it'd be pretty cool. Now, to be fair, Guild Wars, even though it doesn't have a whole lot of buttons, could still be like, it kind of has the World of Warcraft effect where if you don't know what you're looking at, you don't know what you're looking at. But unlike the World of Warcraft effect, I would say the skills and the spells are flashier. It's just that it looks kind of dated, especially now. So I doubt it wouldn't be very easy to get new people interested in it. As it too now with Master Duel? Don't tournaments. No. All right. So like, let's be real here though. Master Duel is basically just a trading card game on a computer. But like Pokemon is like an RPG, a card game, and an app for getting people to go outside that all have tournaments. It's not the same. It's not the same. That's why I didn't say like Magic. I didn't say Magic the Gathering. I didn't say Yu-Gi-Oh, because it's basically just the game on the computer. Like I understand it's got its own thing, but let's be real. Are we really gonna count it? Really, 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 really? Tilt head, raise eyebrow. It's still two trading card game tournaments. Oh right, I forgot about the MOBA that's on the Switch. I think I played that like 3 times. Did they ever add Nidoking to that stupid game? What do you mean? What gender is needle? I swear, people are stupid. All right, from a curious look, I think the answer is no. Maybe question mark. All right, so as far as I'm concerned, that game is still dead to me. Trucks. I don't make the rules. I just follow them. Yeah, I always forget. I think the only person I ever saw who played Pokemon Unite like a decent amount was it Mew? I think it was Mew when they were streaming, which they should be getting back into somewhat soon. I think I knew one other person who would stream Pokemon Unite. Oh, Q, the Pope of cuteness himself. He used to. I think he still does from time to time. Fighting game with Pokken. I can't believe I forgot about Pokken. Because I think didn't Pokken? I think this what the second one had like an Evo window. I don't think it was on the main stage, but it had like a presence at Evo, which is honestly kind of a big deal for fighting games. Like you popping up at Evo, you're chilling. I also just realized that I never made my pinned message like be until end of stream, so it like disappeared like 20 minutes in. Oops. Oh well, it's fine. Oh, actually, I just looked. I never wrote it anyway. It's still in my OBS, just sitting there waiting to get sent. That started stream. Oopsies. I do this. I stream. Definitely isn't like about to be going into my third year streaming or anything. To be fair, I haven't been doing pinned messages till like recently. Bro, can you tell my brain doesn't want to like do this anymore? Oh, it's fine. I've done a lot. We've done a lot today. We've basically done like 6 hours. We jumped from like 2.5 to like 6 hours in one day. Which is so it'll take a bit. I'm like I'll get used to it, but it'll just take a little bit of getting used to. Oh wait, that wasn't the finger exercise, but we're just gonna say it was. Yeah, I'm gonna wait on the circle until tomorrow because I just look up all those formulas and I'm just too lazy to do that right now. I'm too lazy to do that shit for free. Because this is the actual finger exercise. This is just extra problems. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like for instance, I want to see like Super Vive, which I played on Monday, which I'll be probably more than likely playing again on Friday. So I know May wants to play some too. I don't know if she wants to do that during the day or at night. So it might not be on Friday at all. I might try to see like express some interest in it. I might see if she wants to like play. Because I predominantly played solo, but I'd like to see that game do well. It's gotten hit kind of hard because of Huey 2 and the Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals took a lot of like competitive uh population away from other games. Been seeing a lot of people play that. There's now 69 Pokemons available in Unite, one of which is Psyduck. Mother. That stupid duck made it in. To be fair, Psyduck is like probably one of the more popular Pokemon. So I see merch for that shit everywhere. Oh, they put Tinkaton in. Armorogue is in. That's my boy. Why is Phalanx in, but fucking Nidoking isn't? What? What? Sizor. Oh, the Swole Mosquito is in. Rattata's in. That's pretty good. Garchomp, I think, is in too. I remember saying that. I don't know that. Blastoise. Oh, Mamoswine. I forgot Mamoswine, isn't it? Mamoswine, that's my boy. My other boy. Fucking Snorlax. Watch him. Yeah, there's Garchomp. Alonian Ninetales. I can't believe Phalanx of all. Phalanx and Greedent are in this game before Nidoking. Are you kidding me right now? Even though, let's be honest, they put in Nidoqueen over Nidoking just because she's a she. I can accept the rest of these that are in here before Nidoking, but not those two. Not those two at all whatsoever. I do like the whole idea of like evolving and stuff. I don't know how I feel about the whole mechanic of like grabbing the Pokeballs and like dunking them in. I think that just shows the popularity of like Pokemon. If you can make like a half decent game and slap like Pokemon on it, it's probably gonna see some success. It's more than likely gonna see some sort of success. Just because of the popularity of the franchise as a whole. Because to be honest, I think it's mostly just like I think the Pokken tournaments, like I remember is like at least like I'd hear about them a decent amount when I used to be like really deep into the fighting game scene. And then I heard like a lot of like, man, the changes or the latest one or whatever people weren't too happy about, and it kind of just went downhill from there. All right, we made it to 2.5 hours. I mean, to be fair, it's like 2 hours and like 20 something minutes because the first like 4 minutes of stream is waiting for ads. But the classes thing, we kind of got it. I think I maybe not like the next project, which is the one that I want to learn how to do read write the files. But maybe the one after that, I have this like Guild Wars 2 project in mind to practice using APIs. And I was originally thinking of doing a recipe, but I kind of got a different idea from talking with Rook, where there's these like 6 vendors that on a daily basis like rotate an item they have available, and there's like I'd say 2 items that are worth a decent amount. One of which I just want, well, both of it, but probably do an API call for that. Though I don't know how I can make a class work. Like I don't know. I'd have to see. I have to learn. I don't know too much about how to make API calls to the server. Specifically, bro, they put Psyduck in and didn't even let him evolve into like Golduck. What the? What the? Ain't no way. Yeah, they did. These crazy people. You know why I said Psyduck's only popular because of Misty. I'm gonna say it. That's not even a hot take. That's just the truth. That's not even a hot take. That's just the truth. Only popular because of Misty. That's it. Saying it now. Anyway, I'm gonna give my brain a break. It's it's so dead right now. I need to figure out a good like study break schedule. I think I'll do like probably have like a timer for like 45 minutes. And then take like well, I'll probably do like 50 minutes, 10-minute break, 50 minutes, 10-minute break, something like that. Probably line up a bit with the ads. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching. I do appreciate it. Yeah, so this will kind of be the schedule. I guess you could say Tuesdays through Thursdays will be a bit more of like chill. Well, I guess chill for y'all probably torturous for me because I'll be trying to hard learn this faster. Not necessarily faster, but put more effort into it. And that'll at least be the schedule for sure the rest of December. More than likely most of January. And then probably up until Monster Hunter Wilds comes out. And then we'll probably go back to a bit for the original schedule of, well, at least for the first like probably 2 weeks for Monster Hunter Wilds. Probably just be like whatchamacallit, just like day streams with Monster Hunter Wilds. Well, I might even cut out some of it. Or I might just do like 10 streams. But to offset it, I don't know. I make no promises. Like for me, weekend streams are kind of like just depends on how I feel. But there might be a couple weekend streams here and there sprinkled in throughout. But thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for vibing along. It was our nephew. Hope you all have a good day. It was our nephew. Have a good day. Safe. So I I'll see y'all on the next. Bye bye.